Paytelligence has created an integrated credit card processing solution for Sage CRM. Let's take a look at some of the benefits. There's no need for additional licenses to process credit card transactions directly in Sage CRM. Process credit card or electronic check, also known as ACH transactions, directly in Sage CRM. Save time by staying in CRM to process transactions. Save money by combining multiple invoices for one credit card transaction. CRM users can access Sage 300 ERP credit card info as well as update the credit card info directly in Sage CRM. Process payments for OE orders, OE invoices, and AR invoices directly in Sage CRM. Paytelligence Day-End creates all receipt batch entries, regardless whether the transaction was processed in Paytelligence or Sage CRM. Let's watch a user process some credit card transactions directly in Sage CRM. It starts with the user pulling up the Sage 300 ERP customer. Once the customer is displayed, the user would just simply click the link and the summary page is shown. The Credit Card tab and the Transaction Processor tab appears, and the user is now accessing the Credit Card tab, checking to see what credit cards may have already been stored for the customer. The Transaction Processor has the ability to look at orders, OE invoices, and AR invoices. The user has selected AR invoice. The user will then simply just click the filter button, and the integration will pull all AR invoices needing payment. There are 4 invoices needing payment. The user has selected Add New Card on the fly and will now select the merchant account that the credit card will be aligned to. The integration can use an unlimited number of merchant accounts. The user is now selecting the card type, but can also process electronic check and ACH transactions as well. The user will now enter all the credit card information to get the credit card stored and usable for the transaction. The user is now selecting the expiry year and will also make this card the default card. Once the user clicks Save, it is saved in a PCI compliant fashion, and the card is now ready to be used for our transaction. The user is looking at invoice 56 and wants to drill down, giving the user capability to see the details of the invoice directly in Sage CRM. The user has now finished and looks like they're going to enter a short pay for invoice 56. The user will then now select all the other invoices needing payment. The user can process payment by simply clicking the Process button. Our transaction has been approved for all 5 invoices. The user is checking, and you could see how the short pay is remembered as there is a $300 amount due for the next payment. The user is now accessing the Credit Card tab, and we see there are 2 cards, the one most recently stored, and we'll drill down on the older card as the user will edit this, which I believe they are going to delete this card. The integration does allow the ability to manage credit cards in Sage CRM, allowing the Sage 300 ERP system to see all the changes. The user has now finished their credit card transaction. Let's take a look at the user now accessing Sage 300 ERP, and what they will do here is they will run Paytelligence Day-End. As part of the integration, Paytelligence Day-End will create all the receipt batches for any credit card transactions processed directly in Sage CRM or in the Sage 300 ERP system. The user is now starting the Day-End process, allowing the receipt batches to be created. The user will now access within Sage 300 ERP the AR transactions and the receipt batch list. You see here, Paytelligence did create the receipt batch list as one entry. The user is now opening it, and as you can see, the CRM transaction processor has processed 5 invoices into one credit card transaction, as well as remembering the short pay. The user is now going to post this batch, thusly allowing the ERP system to recognize these transactions. Can your CRM system process credit card transactions directly in Sage CRM? Contact Paytelligence to request a demonstration.